Hey guys, what's going on? I got your DraftKings players to watch for Tuesday, January 19th. I know I've been gone for about a week. I'm sorry. I just moved back to school. Just got started today. But I'm going to try to get on a schedule every weekday, early afternoon. Hopefully, is when I'll have these out. Today's a little later than when I hope to have it out, but it's first day. So there's 4 games tonight. Let's check the injury report. And as of 1 o'clock Central Time, this is what the injury report is. We got Nicole Pekovic is out. Rodney Stuckey's out. Jan Mahimi's questionable. George Hill's questionable. Goran Dragic and Beno Udrih are out. And Tyreek Evans is questionable. That's what we have right now. More will come out later, but just make sure to check it later. And the first game, Milwaukee at Miami. Miami's a 6-point favorite, and the over-under is 192.5. At point guard, the only one to really look at here is Michael Carter-Williams. I know he's a little streaky and inconsistent, but he can get you 45, 31 here. He's had some games in the 20s, but something to remember about tonight is that both Miami point guards are out. So that's going to make a little difference. I don't know if they'll move Dwayne Wade over to play point or what, but even though Miami gives up the least amount of points to opposing point guards, their 2 point guards are out. At shooting guard, Chris Middleton, he's been very hot. He's a little pricey, almost 7,000. He's almost 7,000, but he's gotten just about 43 games in a row, and then 31 in the last game. And as you can see, he's been hot. He's still a young guy, so you always have the chance of him putting up 15. But tonight, I like Dwayne Wade better than Chris Middleton, just because with the 2 point guards out, Dwayne Wade will have to do a lot. His price $6,700, and I know he got 27 and 28 in his last 2. But he proved against the Warriors he can still go get 50. And they're going to need him to show up tonight if they want any chance of winning. So he's going to have a lot more scoring opportunities than normal. And then Tyler Johnson, he's also worth looking at. Real cheap. Last game out, he had almost 30. He's been in the 20s consistently. And he's probably going to start tonight just because of all the injuries. And he can hit threes. He's a really good 3-point shooter for sure. You always got to look at Giannis. He's got a favorable matchup tonight at small forward. The last 5 games have been incredible, and then he had these 2 duds. But he's just another young guy, so you've got to watch out for that. It's just going to happen. He's been awesome. And at 7,000, it's risky, but as hot as he's been, he's definitely worth a look, especially in a 4-game slate. Then Luol Deng, I know I might sound crazy. He's got 12, 22, and 22 in his last 3. But he's cheap, and just because of the injuries, he's worth the look. And it's only a 4-game slate, so he's one of those that you might just have to squeeze in your roster, and it's probably not going to be the end of the world, just because he's going to have more chances to score tonight with the injuries. Power forward, Chris Bosh, he's cooled off. There was a point in the season where he was just on fire. His price has gone down 1,000 over the past week. There's only 4 games tonight, and again, Miami has all those injuries. That's why he's worth the look, even though he is still, I think, a little pricey for Chris Bosh. And at center, you always got to look at Hassan Whiteside. I think he's overpriced. I definitely think he's overpriced, and it's still going up. He had that 70-point game the other night, so that really hurt. But really, he's just been in the 30s most of the season. He had these 2 duds right here. And I don't know. He can always get 60, but I'd rather go with Greg Monroe tonight. He's cheaper. And he's gotten about 40. He's been very consistent, gotten about 40, other than this 1 dud right here. And with that price, I'd go with Monroe over Whiteside for tonight. The second game, we got Minnesota at New Orleans, and New Orleans is a 4.5-point favorite, and the over/under is 203. In this game, I really like Drew Holiday if Tyreek Evans doesn't play. He got 38 yesterday, 36 on, I guess that'd be Saturday. And he started off hurt. He got this 55 game against the Clippers. He started off hurt, and he's no longer on a minutes restriction. And he's when he's healthy, he's one of the better NBA point guards. He's one of my favorite ones to watch. And so, yeah, I would definitely, if he's out, if Tyreek Evans is out, I would definitely target Drew Holiday, and he's only 6,000 tonight. I don't like anybody at shooting guard or small forward in this game, so I'm going to skip to power forward, and you've always got to look at Anthony Davis. I mean, he 44, 40, 47. He had this 4 against Indiana, but he only played 3 minutes. 60. I mean, we all know, anybody who's played daily fantasy knows Anthony Davis can go off at any given night. But 10,000 expensive. You're definitely going to have to budget. But with only 4 games, it might not be impossible to do that. And then I like Gorgie Dang tonight just because he's cheap. He's not going to go get you a ton of points, and he got 10 against OKC. But he's really cheap, and Pekovic is out tonight, so he should get to start and play a lot of minutes. And, yeah, again, don't expect 30 or 40 points, but expect him to be worth the 4,100. He doesn't have to do a whole lot to be worth that. The third game, we have Indiana -5 at Phoenix, and the over/under is 208.5. And if George Hill plays, I would take him almost for sure. He's really cheap. Phoenix does not defend point guards very well. And, I mean, he's 22 and 27 and 17, but I would take him tonight just because he's so cheap. You hope he gets you 30. He might can get you more. As you can see, he got in the 40s down here. But I think he could easily get 30 tonight if he plays. You got to watch that, though, because there's a decent chance he doesn't play. At shooting guard, if George Hill does not play, you almost have to take Monte Ellis. 6,500, 37. I know he had these 2 rough games right here in the 30s, but with who else? I'm going back and looking. Mahimi was questionable, and George Hill is questionable, and Rodney Stuckey is out. So Monte Ellis will have to do a lot more than normal tonight if those guys all miss. And 6,500 for a good shooting guard. He could get 40 tonight if those guys are out. And then at power forward, I know he's had a rough year, but Markieff Morris, he's turned it around a little bit lately. His price is still low, and actually it went up for a little bit and dropped again. You know, he's not anybody's favorite pick, I don't think, and he doesn't have the best attitude, but it looks like he's turning around a little bit. And this price right here, 4,800, that's for what we know Markieff can do. That's hard to pass up. And it's only a 4-game slate, so that has a lot to do with it too. And I don't like any of the centers in this game, so I'm going to go on and skip to the last game, which is Oklahoma City is an 8-point favorite on the road in Denver with the over/under of 212.5. Russell Westbrook, obviously, you always have to consider him. 10,700, he's really high, but he's proved to be worth it a lot lately. This 65 game, huge, and the 62 was huge. He even put up 45 in 30 minutes in a blowout, or 41 in 30 minutes in a blowout against the Grizzlies about 2 weeks ago. So you always got to look for him to have a big night. Will Barton, I know he was really hot a few weeks ago, cooled off a little bit. His price has come down a little bit. He's at 6,100. He got 36 last time out. He can still get you 30, hopefully, but then again, he might get you 15. So he's a little bit of a risk, but not a terrible play tonight. Small forward, always got to look at Kevin Durant. He's cheaper, significantly cheaper than Westbrook, and he's been getting close to 50 lately. So, and he can always go for 60 just because he's one of the, I guess right now he's probably the second best scorer in the league behind Steph Curry, but he's a great scorer, and you always have to watch for him to have a big game. And then Gallo, he's been hot, very hot lately. His price has gone up. Well, I guess it's gone down since the last game, but it's gone up from a couple weeks ago when he was first coming back from injury. He's a great shooter, kept the Nuggets in a bunch of these games and helped them beat Golden State. Had 40 against the Warriors the other night. So he's worth watching, seems to get fired up for the big games, and he's fairly cheap. And he'll be going up against Kevin Durant, so that might be a little extra motivation to match him bucket for bucket. And his team's bad, let's be honest. So if they want to hang in the game, he's going to have a big night anyway. Power forward, Serge Ibaka is worth a look, just gets a 4-game slate. I think his price is dropping. Yeah, it is dropping a little bit. He's probably not going to go off like he did one game about a month ago, just because he's the third option on his own team. So that hurts a little bit, but still, with a short slate, a small slate of games tonight at 5,900, he's worth a look. And I do not like any centers in this game. Fade every center possible in this game. Well, so we've gone through the games. I'll run through the injury report one more time. It was Nikola Pekovic is out. Rodney Stuckey is out. Jan Mahimi is questionable. George Hill is questionable. Goran Dragic and Beno Udrih are out. And Tyreek Evans is questionable. Thanks for watching. Sorry I missed the last week, but I'm hoping that I'll have a consistent schedule every weekday, early afternoon from now on. Good luck tonight.